Today seems like a great day to dive in, so let's do that. How are y'all doing today? I just noticed I don't even be asking y'all how y'all be doing or nothing. Forgive me, please. Um, I'm gonna have to get to a point where I can see that y'all can see me, because I feel like since I'm always so solo that I want y'all to be able to see me as I'm talking, kind of get to know the person that's behind the mic. And I wouldn't mind getting to know y'all either. So if at any point y'all wanted to take the time to talk to me, sorry, take the time to talk to me, subscribe to my podcast. I am always willing to listen to feedback that y'all have, things that y'all want to hear me talk about. I am open to all of that. I'm also open to constructive criticism if you feel like you need to give it. No harm, no foul, right? But I hope everybody is doing well. As I was sitting here, I started thinking, people be getting betrayed left and right in this world, right? You have friendships that fall out, relationships that fall out, and that sometimes those end like badly, so bad, things that just hurt your heart. And there's doesn't matter, schools, jobs, anything in this world, there's always some form of betrayal, right? We still be acting surprised. Why do we still act surprised when we get betrayed? Like, it's beneath us, right? Like, how dare this happen to me? And it's like, it's been happening since it's been happening. Did y'all forget Judas or no? Betrayal has been happening since the beginning of time. And the fact that you feel like you're too good to be betrayed is crazy to me. But we all got that. Like, I just cannot believe that this is happening to me. I can't believe that you did this to me. I can't believe after all the things that we've been through, that this is where we at. Judas was sitting at the table with Jesus. He was breaking bread. He was spreading the gospel. He was spreading his word. He was doing all the things that friends do. He was doing all the things that would have considered what we consider this day family. He was doing all the things that family would be doing, yet he still betrayed Jesus for a little bit of money. Of course, it had to happen the way that it happened, but when we sit back and we feel like we too good to be betrayed, it's crazy to me. And when I say crazy to me, for real to me, but it should be crazy to y'all too. Because I mean, for real, betrayal has been happening since the beginning of time, and not to say that it still doesn't hurt. So when I'm on here saying you think that we would be over it, it still hurts. It hurts because you're sitting here with me. You're listening to me. You're listening to me vent. You're listening to me tell you what hurt me. And then you turn around and do it too. Okay. Let's say, so you've had friends, right? You've had friends growing up, school, and in school, people betray you and you just feel like it's a given, right? People betray you in school because everybody's kids, everybody's learning, everybody is going different. So when you go through it in school, it hurts your feelings a lot because how could they? Why would you do that to me? I've always been okay, we're different. We looked at it different. I just see the way you move now. So that's cool. Whatever. It is what it is. But as an adult, when you get betrayed, it's like, bruh, you sitting at my table. I invited you into my home. I invited you on this journey with me. I thought that we were doing life together and this was something that was going to go on long term and that you was going to always be in my life. I saw you at the end with me and this is what we on? Oh, you got time today. And it's like, bruh, for what? Why? But it's been happening since it's been happening and you're not going to change that. You know what will change that? Changing how you move. Changing how you see things, learning to forgive, learning to acknowledge it for what it is and just know what it's going to be going forward because it stings every time. And it's been happening since the beginning of time, like I said, so it's not going to stop happening anytime soon, but you can change your reaction to it. You can understand it for what it is or understand that person for what it is. And it's not saying that they get a pass on what they did because wrong is wrong and right is right. But how many times have you done something wrong and God has forgiven you? How many times have you betrayed God by dabbling in the worldly things or about having idols, whether that's watching TV when you could be praying, whether that's not spending time with him because you're going to the club. It's a lot. And I know. Yeah, here she go. It is what it is. It's the truth. It's what you need to hear to understand that you betray the person who created you often because you're a sinner. We're sinners. And at what point do you stop to say, I could do better in how I move this way. Next time I could do better in how I do this. Going forward, I can change this up so that this doesn't align with that. So everything that happens in life compares to the Bible in some way. Like I've been telling people since I've read it, and every time I read it, I get different stuff. Every time I open my Bible, I understand it in a different way. Depending on what kind of mood I'm in, depending on what's going on about my day, God helps me and allows the Holy Spirit to work in through me so I can see things in a different light than I seen it begin. You know how it kind of like you watch a show, how you used to watch a show or watch a movie back in the day and you rewatch it now and you like, oh, didn't even notice that. There's always something new to learn. And when you're learning, you just kind of see like, that's crazy. There's all kind of things in the Bible, not just betrayal, not just adultery, not just murder. Like, y'all need to get into it because it's really a soap opera. I say it all the time. It's a real one, though. It's a real one, though. And it's going to make you sit back and look at your life like, really? Once you see what it is for what it is, accept it for what it is. That's okay. That's the whole reason why he asks that, why he says that we should repent, because I know that you're going to stumble and fall. I know that you're going to make mistakes, but it's about what you do when you notice that you make the mistakes. It's about what you do when you finally hold yourself accountable. It's about what you do. After Judas betrayed Jesus, he killed himself because he knew that what he did was not okay. He trying to give it back to them like, here you go, I shouldn't have did it. And they like, no, we good. Over here, you already did your part. We don't need, nah. Kind of like he wasn't nothing. You betrayed him, and now he trying to go back and falter on what he did, but it's too late. It's too late. Aren't you glad that it's never too late to change your relationship with God? Aren't you glad that you get chance after chance after chance after chance to make it right? So what you gonna do with those chances? Because I tell y'all, the thing that gets me is that I'm sitting here talking about, oh, I'm gonna change tomorrow and the world end tonight. God, like, I never knew you. And I'm like, hold up. But I was gonna do it tomorrow. And he like, you could have did it when you were supposed to do it. There was nothing more important than me that you couldn't take time out of your day to make it known that I was your God. But you dabbled and you wanted the world to see you for what they wanted to see you as. And you wanted the world to acknowledge who I created you to be, who I said that you was. You gave that to the world and you gave nothing to me. So nah, get back. I don't know you. Huh? Baby, I don't want that to happen to me. I don't want that to happen to y'all. I want us to quit acting like we don't betray God every time we decide to take on the world instead of him. Every time we decide to put worldly things in front of him, we betray him. But we act so surprised when we're betrayed ourselves. Okay, so just to set the stage for y'all, this is after God has told them that nobody knows the day and the hour when he's going to come back. When you get a chance, go read that. So you kind of get a better understanding of if and when the world ends and you're still here, that you kind of understand, or that you know what's needed and what's not him and what he didn't say. So therefore you won't be so quick to follow what people say in the world say. Because if you're not grounded in that, if you're not grounded in that, even people that are grounded in that are worried about that day because am I going to be able to stay strong in that? But get grounded in him, get to know him the best way that you can. So therefore, you know that throughout the pain, throughout the suffering, throughout everything, that he's there with you. And at the end of the day, he's the end goal. Living for eternity, praising God is the end goal. So in Mark chapter 4, starting at verse 17, this is after they sit down and get ready to eat for the Last Supper. It says, when evening came, Jesus arrived with the 12. While they were reclining at the table eating, he said, truly, I tell you, one of you will betray me, one who is eating with me. So who you eating with? Who's sitting at your table? They were saddened, and one by one they said to him, surely you don't mean me. He said, it is one of the 12, he replied, one who dips bread into the bowl with me. The Son of Man will go just as it is written about him, but woe to that man who betrays the Son of Man. It would be better for him if he had not been born. God knew what it was from the moment that Judas started being with him. He knew what it was for what it was. But when we walk with people and we know them and we get to know them and we see them, we act like it's a surprise when you knew. Your gut, you knew it in your gut, you knew it in your mind, because one thing about God is he brings it to the forefront. He brings it to where in some type of way he tells you what it is for what it is. But we're so much, we get into this thing of, oh, it'll get better, or I can change him, or it's not what you think, instead of accepting it for what it is. Don't be surprised when they betray you. Be more alert so that you can know what it is before it happens. And don't be so quick to be offended when they betray you, when you're not trying to change how often you betray him, the one who created you, the one who's so much evidence that he's continues to show up for you, and you pick and choose when you want to show up for him. He's just waiting for you to be who he called you to be. He's just waiting for you. I love y'all. Be back.